So I'm Rod Wells. I was part of the original group that started the APFM. We started this organization as a group of volunteers. And I always said that we really needed to do this as a volunteer organization because we didn't have the resources or the funding to make these things happen. And one of the challenges that mediation has always had is we haven't been government funded in the professional private mediator world. So we needed to do it on a shoestring with people volunteering their time. And that's what has made this organization work. People have been willing to contribute their time and their energy and their skills and their abilities as they can to keep it thriving and to keep it alive. So it was time to let some new blood in, because I think that one of the other pieces of it is the different people have different ideas about what should happen and how it should evolve. And by letting the diversity of those ideas show up, the organization can be a little more vibrant and dynamic in its addressing the issues and concerns of the members that are contributing what they can contribute when they join the board or they join committees.
Awesome, thank you. So you talked about the organization and membership growth, how the organization has changed from you in starting and founding to where the organization is today. What are you excited about most?
You know what I'm most excited about? In our first conference, we went around the room and we asked what the average age was. And the average age was close to 60. And what's really exciting, and we did a reach out program for younger mediators, and we tried to attract younger people into the profession. And you're an example of that. We're going to die off. We need somebody to pass on what we know, what we've learned, what works, and to bring what you see differently about the world and how your generations, from 25 out of college right up to the 45 and 50-year-olds that are bringing a new sense of the world, a new culture, a new idea about family, a new idea about what it means to be divorced and what it means to co-parent. The younger generation, I think the courts are even recognized that fathers and mothers share parenting differently than the generation that came out of the 50s and 60s. The whole women's movement in the 60s gave rise to women being in the workplace, that gave rise to men being more involved at home. And your generation is going to do that. Your generation is going to bring that in. And to see younger blood on the board is the most exciting thing I can see.
That's awesome. And what advice would you give me? Would you give a new member to the organization?
Collaborate with each other. One of the biggest challenges in mediation is it tends to be a solo practice. And we're community creatures. The very fundamentals of our genetic makeup makes us rely on one another to survive. We wouldn't be at the top of the food chain if we didn't team up to beat the saber-tooth. So we have to collaborate, we have to cooperate, we have to be in teams. And because mediators end up being solo practitioners, they get lonely. Loneliness isn't a healthy thing. They don't get peer feedback. They don't get the opportunity to investigate new ideas and to check out, hey, did I mess this up? Or could I have done this better? And one of the most wonderful things about having a peer group or having other people that you can share your ideas with, whether it's just meeting every couple of weeks in your community or whether it's coming to conferences like this and sharing ideas, is that you're not alone. You're exploring a profession that is a helping profession, and if you don't share and get support from one another, you'll burn out. And that's not healthy. Not only isn't it healthy, but it compromises the quality of service that you provide to the people you're working with. We have workshops and we teach people how to do things that some of us have done. And we really need to look at how can we look at what we do, how we do it, what works, what doesn't work. And that becomes a very healthy exploration that we can, if nothing else, look at it from beginner's mind, because even though we've been doing this for 40, 50 years, we haven't done it as a community. We haven't sat down and shared the extraordinary experience that different people have and put that together as a knowledge base and then challenge that knowledge base for its efficacy. It's very similar to the marriage and family therapy. The National Institute of Health not too long ago started a project to evaluate the efficacy of family therapy, because there were very mixed reviews on did it work or not, and what worked, what didn't work. We need to do the same thing in our community. We need to look at what works, what doesn't work. How can we help? What are interventions that are effective? Should we be intervening at all? Is there another way to facilitate a couple that helps them be even more self-determined? And we do less. So that old expression, less is more. How can we master that and be better mediators and support one another?